Watching In the Know on Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other top social media platforms. Please like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, coolest station in the world. Um, my guest is running a little late today, first of all. But I am your host, Cassie. My co host, Kim, she will be joining us today by phone. Today, we're just going to talk about some healthcare resources that are available in the area. We're also going to talk about COVID 19 and some of the myths that are surrounding the vaccines. While we're waiting on her, I'll just give you a little background on myself. I've been an EMT for about 14 or 15 years. I'm licensed in the state of Michigan. Um, I get resources regarding COVID 19 every day from the Michigan Department of Health and also EMS organizations. COVID 19 in Michigan, uh, as of today, we have had 22,000 deaths, and Wayne County is leading in the deaths in Michigan with over 5,000 deaths. Um, COVID 19 has affected more so people that are black and brown. Wayne County definitely has a high concentration on of black and brown people. I don't know anybody that hasn't been affected by COVID 19, so I thought it was a great topic for us to discuss. And I am puzzled and kind of not understanding why people are not getting the vaccine. But I know it's your choice, but it still puzzles me as to why people are not getting the vaccine. So I did a little research on that as well. Um, Professionally, I understand the healthcare system. I understand the science in the vaccines. I am vaccinated. I wouldn't have it any other way. Um, I've lost two of my good friends due to COVID. Miss Deanna Dixon and Evangelist Val, who is a Detroit police chaplain. So I got my vaccination because I definitely wanted to be around for my family, and I also wanted to honor those two. Um, Today, the numbers are steadily increasing, and then we also have the Delta variant. I found also that the resources are dwindling down in the communities. I last week, about 2 weeks ago, I had some symptoms, so I just decided to go get tested, and the resources were not available like they once were, like at the peak of COVID. I traveled to three different clinics before I was finally able to get in, and each of the clinics were charging like $100. Okay, so for the test, for the rapid test. I'm not sure what the price of the other test, but I wanted the rapid test. But the resources are definitely not available like they were. I get a lot of my information from the health department, Wayne County Health Department in Michigan, Wayne County, Detroit, and also the Oakland County Health Department in Oakland County, Michigan. I find them to be very reliable sources, and I think that there could be a little bit more done when it comes to the testing sites. I just realized that, like I said 2 weeks ago, I thought everything was kind of still up and running, but things are definitely not up and running like they once were. The city of Detroit also stated on its website that federal regulations are requiring them to charge individuals that have insurance. However, if you do not have insurance, you can still get testing and treatment for COVID 19. There is a number that you can call. That number is 313 230 0505. Oh, my guest has arrived. My guest has arrived. Here, just have a seat right there, honey. I was just, she just getting in off of work, y'all. So my guest is here. Welcome, Tanisha. This is Tanisha from Legendary Services, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So we're just going to talk a little bit about what you do and some of the resources that are available in the community for people, okay?
Okay.
And before we get started, I must say that this is my daughter before before we start laughing too much, okay? This is my daughter, and I am very proud of her and what she does. So just tell us a little bit about what you do, your business. Um, we just kind of take it from there.
Okay. Pretty much, I provide home care services for disabled people and seniors,
Okay.
and we basically go into the homes of these people that can't do for themselves too
Okay.
much, and we help them provide the services,
Okay.
like as far as grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, like if they need rides to the doctor.
Okay.
For sometimes people can't like get the Medicaid to pick them up.
Mhm.
So it's not a service that we are necessarily supposed to provide because the back of the person's Medicaid card is supposed to pick them up and take them wherever they need to go.
Okay.
But most of the time, like my clients have problems with getting them to actually come and pick them up and come pick them up on time.
So is this a service just for people that you call it chore services, or what is this service called?
This is basically, it would be a chore service, but it's like respite. We also do companionship.
And
but
what is respite?
Respite is basically everything I just said. Basically, the services that we provide would be considered respite services.
Okay.
Some people call them chore services, but some people call them respite.
Okay.
But basically, they're the same thing.
Okay. Okay. So I've heard of those services before. Now, I was thinking that respite was more like, okay, so I'm taking care of my parent and I need to go to work, or I just need to get away. Isn't that still considered like respite?
No.
Well, what is that called?
Basically, if you're taking care of your parents, and normally, like if you're the sole provider of, your parents and you're taking care of them all the time, they would get chore services or respite services. It's the same thing.
Okay.
But, for example, if they qualify for it, you don't necessarily have to, like, just be going to work or,
Okay.
wanting to get away. They can do it. They can come to the house while you're in the house.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. So as far as the qualifications for something like this, what qualifies a person for these types of services?
Pretty much. We deal with a lot of Medicaid people, a lot of people that receive Medicaid, but we also do Medicare as well. And we also can do short-term billing through private insurances like Blue Cross Blue Shield, Humana, and whatnot.
Okay. Okay. So with the you said Medicare, Medicaid, and private billing.
Right.
That's good to know. So with the I'm sorry, you just kind of threw me off there a little bit. So I told the audience that we were going to discuss the healthcare as well as a little bit about the COVID-19. But those services are definitely needed in the community. I was a caregiver myself for several years, as you know. So I know how it is to care for somebody that's ill, and it can definitely be daunting. It can be tiresome on the patient and the provider. But I think it was my mom that always said that the provider usually go down first.
Yeah, that's what she says.
The provider usually goes down first. So as far as billing, so are you paid from the state, or are you paid from, like you said?
It depends on if the person is receiving, say for example, the respite or chore services from the state. If they're set up with adult home health services that's through the state, then we're paid directly through the state.
Okay.
Now, if it's a private care person and they're paying out of pocket, then they will pay us directly.
Okay. So what areas, before I get to that, okay, you're a young black woman. How hard was it to, how old are you?
29.
Oh, I'm sorry, I should have known that. So how hard was it to get up and running with this business, and how long have you had your own business?
I've had my business since 2017, and at first it was hard because I was trying to figure out what I needed to do, what avenues I need to take to get set up, and nobody would really tell me what I need to do or try to help me, like as far as getting set up. And the first step that I took, I went through Mork,
Okay.
and I applied through Mork.
Now,
But
what is Mork?
Mork is basically, I don't remember what the acronym
Acronym.
means,
Mm-hmm.
but Mork basically deals with more of developmentally impaired and mentally ill people.
Okay.
Now, Mork was in charge of basically uh, taking the applications for the providers and getting them set up.
Mm-hmm.
But Mork was taken, well, I guess it was becoming too much. So the county, Oakland County and Macomb County, they started taking over
Okay.
that application process. But instead of doing it like where Mork used to do it, you sent your application in, they reviewed it with the committee, and then qualified you.
Okay.
Now they only do it once or twice a year through the mental health
Okay.
for that specific county.
Okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. So, where did where did you Google your resources, or you know?
Yeah, pretty much I started calling people, and I would just call and ask, and some people would give me information, some people wouldn't, but I just started taking every little bit of information that one person would give me. I started researching it, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's when I came up with the answers I was looking for.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, I said also that we were going to discuss COVID a bit. Um, how has COVID affected affected your business?
Well, pretty much COVID has not affected my company specifically.
Uh huh.
I know some other companies, they stopped accepting clients, and I know a few of the caseworkers from the Michigan Department of Human Services told me, a lot of companies are not accepting clients, so we're glad that you are. So we accepted clients through the whole COVID, and we provided care through the whole COVID.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So, did you and your staff take any specific or
Precautions.
yeah?
Basically, we made sure we mask up, gloved up, we sanitize, we would spray. Like if a client was going to get in a car, because some of my caregivers didn't want to do transport.
Okay.
So only specific caregivers did transport because they didn't really want anyone in their car, because they're going into the homes of these people and they're already exposing themselves, but they feel like if someone's getting in their car, it's going to be more exposure.
Yeah.
So some people did and some people did, but the people who did, they made sure they sanitized their car before and after the person got out, just to ensure that everything was clean. There was no germs, bacteria just lingering around in
Okay.
case their family, their friends, or the next client wanted to get in the car.
Mhm. Okay. Well, that is a blessing that you didn't have. It didn't really affect you. So, you took clients all through the COVID.
Hmm.
How did you have any staffing issues or?
We did have staffing issues, but primarily because people didn't want to give up that unemployment.
Oh,
So, yeah, people were getting paid more unemployment than they were getting paid to come to work.
okay.
So, it's like, why find a babysitter and why come to work when I can just sit here and get unemployment?
Employment. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, that was a big problem for us, because even like some of the people that was filling our applications, we would call, they wouldn't even answer the phone.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. So, do you have a brick and mortar location?
Yeah, we do. We're located at 12 West Huron, downtown Pontiac.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Um, tell me something. Tell me we discussed the COVID briefly.
Hmm.
Tell me if you've had any. What's your personal experience with the COVID?
Well, with COVID, it's kind of like a touch and go thing with me, because I just had COVID a couple weeks ago, and
Wow.
I went the whole COVID without catching COVID, having like interaction with clients, going in and out of these houses,
Mhm.
and they say the people that were going to be sick the most was going to be the older people
Mhm.
or the kids. I'm around these older people and kids all the time, never got sick.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago, I got sick, and it was like, okay, wow, because I didn't take the vaccination, and I didn't really want to take the vaccination because I don't want to be a guinea pig.
Okay.
So it's like, some people are saying that it's a good thing, you should take it because, the government is not going to do anything crazy, but I just don't want to be a guinea pig because I don't feel like they had enough research on this.
Okay.
And they're putting this in people's bodies without actually, getting all the information they can about it. But they're just trying. I feel like they're trying to do a quick fix.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a lot of things that I don't like red flags for me. Like
as far as the vaccine go?
Yeah, because a lot of people that I know took it had problems.
Mm-hmm. What kind of problem?
For example, well, you're my mom, so cousin Ashley, she got the vaccination, and she died in her sleep. I felt like that was weird. What did she just die in her sleep for after she got the vaccination? It may not be tied to it, but I feel like it's tied to it because another person, I think it was a famous person, who was it? DMX had a heart attack after he got the vaccination.
Oh,
he's been doing cocaine or whatever he's been doing all these years, and it hasn't killed him. So why, after he got the vaccination, it stopped his heart?
Okay.
Another person, my kid's granddad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he did not get the vaccination that I know of, but I feel like it's something linked with COVID in the heart, and I feel like
did he have any underlying conditions?
He did have diabetes, but he ended up having a heart attack.
Okay.
So he passed away from a heart attack. He didn't pass away from the diabetes.
Okay.
Or from the COVID.
Okay. I just want to touch on Ashley. That's our cousin who passed away. I noticed she had a seizure issues because I witnessed her having a seizure before. So me personally, I was thinking that probably had something to do with her. Mm-hmm. But there are more conspiracy theorists out there. I just read something about Nicki Minaj. Did you hear what Nicki Minaj said?
No.
Okay, so Nicki Minaj, she just kind of got in a little trouble because she stated to her 22,000 viewers, followers,
probably
that what was that?
Probably million.
Yeah, could be million. She stated to her followers that her cousin became impotent because her cousin's friend became impotent because he took the COVID-19 vaccination. And I do have to say also, I have I have two other daughters, and none of them are vaccinated. None of them. So my youngest daughter, I asked her why she didn't want to get vaccinated, and she said because of the impotency thing. I heard she could become impotent because of the COVID-19. Have you heard any other, rumors about possibilities of or results or because of people taking the COVID-19 vaccine?
Not really. That's just my own personal theory, but I know a lot of celebrities are not taking it either. And with them, they have the money and resources to really get more information than we do, and they're still not taking it. So it's something more to it. Now, when I did have COVID, I did get the antibody.
So what does that consist of?
It's called the antibody infusion.
Okay.
And basically, it's a IV, and they basically give you an infusion for like 20 minutes of the antibodies.
So where do you do something like this at?
I did it at Beaumont, but my doctor had me set up with Beaumont and Henry Ford.
Okay.
So I think it's like case by case scenario as far as which doctors actually promote it, because I know my sister, she had it and she didn't do it, but her doctor also did not tell her that, go get the infusion.
Okay. So I also did some research about because there are a couple approved vaccines right now, the Pfizer and the Moderna, and the Pfizer booster has been approved. Moderna has not been approved. I took the Moderna, and my sister took the Moderna as well. Your Auntie Kim took the Moderna as well. So she went in and she got her booster. No, yeah, we thought she was getting her booster. So she said, no, I went into the doctor's office one day because I work at the doctor, a couple times a month, work at the doctor's office. And the lady at the doctor's office asked me did I want my vaccine, and I said, well, which one do you have available? She said the Pfizer, and I said, well, no, not my vaccine, my booster. I said, well, no, I can't take that one because I had the Moderna. So I said, isn't the Moderna available? She said no. So I was like, I think my sister just took the Moderna vaccine. So I called a lady at the health department named Sue. I talk to her often. Sue said that Moderna is not approved, the booster. However, if you have underlying symptoms or underlying medical conditions, you can get a third dose of the same vaccine to boost up your immunity. I just wanted to add that. Again, I said my co-host Kim was going to be joining me at some point today. I just want to let you guys know that you are watching In the Know live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other top social media platforms. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Wjzz Cool TV. I was just telling them before you came in that seems like the resources are dwindling down. As a business, actually, I went in. I tried to get I told you I was feeling bad. I tried to get a test like at three different places. So I ended up going to this one clinic, but each clinic it was like $100. So I finally ended up paying like $60 or $70 for the rapid test. But I remember at the peak of everything, we was just able to just go in. Because I know my youngest daughter, she was just going in every other day, okay? Because she wasn't being precautious, okay? She was going in every other day to these different sites and getting at least once or twice, at least once. I give her once a week. She was going in, she was going in about once a week getting tested because she was not being cautious. But I just want to say the resources are not there like they used to, and then they're charging. So I did go to the City of Detroit website, and they were saying that federal regulations require that they charge insurances. Unless you don't have insurance, your services, if you don't have insurance, your services are free for testing and treatment of COVID-19. And also, again, if you live in Detroit, you can call 313-230-0505 for COVID-19 resources. So I just want to know... tell me about some of your clients. Tell me, I've worked with seniors for some times. I think that has been like the majority of my career, and it's real. It does something to me. It's fun working with them. It's you feel like you spending your time in a good way when you're dealing with seniors, and also seniors are a wealth of knowledge, and information. So I know you have some clients out there that. You might want to say something about, or tell how your how is it being a caregiver for a senior?
Pretty much, it's kind of like you
the
said,
good and the bad.
It's fun. It's fun most of the time, but some of the times, like they get in their moods and they want stuff done a certain way. And now, what I had to start to understand, like as the provider. These people are 70, 80, some is like 88 years old. They've been doing things their way for all these years.
Yes.
So you can't just stop somebody from doing something this way or stop them from expecting things to be done a certain way because you come in. You kind of got to adapt to them and what they want.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Now, some of them are kind of like I have one client, she's basically my favorite client. And all she wants to do is go shopping. She wants to, go to the store. She really wants companionship because she doesn't really spend time with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So if I go and I help her or I do something with her, it's like, okay, well, I know we about to be gone for hours. She's about to talk my head off. And there's nothing I can really do about it because they don't really have a lot of people. They don't really have anybody to help them out. Yeah. Or even, be that ear for them to, talk and listen. Because when they get to a certain age, the kids leave, they go do their own stuff. They have their own life and whatever. So it's like, why do you want to sit up here with this, old person? Yeah. Because they're your grandma, your auntie, or whatever. They don't want to do it. So, and then some of them are very difficult. So I have some that's very, very difficult. Like I had a caregiver complain about one client, and she wanted to go to the store every single day. She wanted to go to the store to get some cigarettes. Every day she bought 2 packs of cigarettes. So the caregiver was like, well, why do you need to go every day? Why don't you just buy a carton? You're spending the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she didn't care if she went in the rain. She don't care if it's snowing. She don't care.
It's her way or the highway, basically. Like you said,
Right.
she's been doing this for all these years, doing it this way, and it's hard for somebody to come in and switch up your program. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's hard for somebody to come in and switch up your program.
And it doesn't matter if she, say for example, if it's the day that the caregiver had to call in or she had an appointment, she gonna walk to the store to get her cigarettes because that's her routine. That's what she wants to do.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a gift and a curse when you're taking care of old people and they like you.
Okay.
Because they request you. And even if I have other people that I send, they act out. Like I had this one lady. I mean, I don't even understand how this happened, but I had this one lady, and basically the caregiver asked her for a towel. She was used to me coming. And she was sweet to me, but the lady asked her for the lady asked her for a towel, and she threw the towel at the lady.
Oh wow.
So it's like, okay, those specific clients, you got to deal with them a certain way.
Yeah, some clients they just require special attention. I worked with seniors and all, for just forever. That was the primary people that I work with, and I know that companionship has always been an issue, and I'm sure. So before COVID, they still had companionship issues. Did you see any change after COVID? Was it worse?
It was worse. It was totally worse because of the simple fact these people, like the client I was just telling you about that likes to go to the store and stuff, like she used to go to the store almost every day. And I'm the type of person, okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, because these people have specific hours that they are approved for.
Okay.
And this specific client only has 28 hours. So she goes over her hours all the time. I don't, say anything because it's when you've been with the same person. I've been with her for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's like you've been with this person for all these years. It's not you're my client and this is my job type thing. It's,
more like family.
Yeah. It's
okay.
You build a bond.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you want to go to the store, let's go to the store. But it was a point in time where COVID first started, and we couldn't go to the stores. We couldn't go and hang out and go to eat and stuff like we usually do.
Okay.
She had to basically sit in the house. And then it was a point where, she's calling me. She's like, I'm depressed. I'm tired of being in the house. It's, I just want to go somewhere. And I've noticed that with a lot of them because they're not used to they're used to sitting in the house, but just not all the time. Even at the different communities, they have different bingo and stuff like that they do.
Yeah. Or
little parties that they throw to get them out of their apartment. But most of the time, these people are in their apartment. So when COVID happened, it was okay, they're really in their apartment and there's no outlet.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that.
And I've seen a lot of people, one community I've seen a lot of people just walking around. And, not just walking around freely, but they're walking around in their walkers just to get out the house. They're in their wheelchair rolling around.
Okay.
Just to get around.
Okay.
Just to get out the house.
Okay. So you mentioned the communities that you, that you work with. Who are some of the communities that you work with?
So I do Presbyterian Village.
Presbyterian.
You always say that. And the McDonald building. But I also do other buildings within, because McDonald is through Volunteers of America.
Okay.
So I do other buildings within them.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And it's a lot. It's probably I don't know, what is it, 30 or 40 Presbyterian villages. And then it's I want to say 2 in Detroit, Volunteers of America is 1 in Saginaw.
They're all over. I know quite a few of them.
Probably 10 of them.
Okay, and they're really, really good facilities, really well kept facilities.
And
these aren't just those slum senior buildings where the Elevator Don't Work and stuff like that. These are real. Are they
They're
church
clean.
based? Church based?
I don't know. I don't
I
think
think
so.
I think Presbyterian is, and I know the other one is through Volunteers of America. But yeah, they are really good facilities. We have my what happened to Kim? She was just on the phone. We have my co-host Kim here on the phone. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna get her back. But she definitely has some questions for Miss Tanisha today, and then we're gonna talk about some common myths as we move forward. Kim,
Hello.
hi. You are on the phone on the show live. Uh, we just yes. Tanisha is here and she's telling us about her business. Have you been watching?
Yes. I wanted to touch base on the um the the virus and the the, the 5-year-olds, because they say they getting a shot ready for the 5-year-olds.
I haven't heard that.
Yes, it's been on the news and everything, and I want to know how people feel about that shit. Um, you know, having your baby vaccine at such a young age, and also why they give me two,
Let's
three Moderna shots.
let's tackle that first question first. So I can speak on that one. I believed in the COVID for myself because I'm an adult and stuff like that. But I think
Yeah.
doing it, giving a vaccine to a kid right now at this early stage, like you were saying, is kind of premature. I wouldn't do it
Right.
if I had the choice. I wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
What you think about that, girl?
I
Oh, I know
don't,
what you
I
think.
don't think that. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right because, like, for years, a lot of people have been going back and forth with like regular
Immunizations, yeah.
because of what's
Right.
in it.
Measles,
and,
mumps, rubella, all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
and what it like. A lot of people are saying that's why we can't get to our full potential as far as people because our body should be able to fight off anything. So I think that, like, for me, I wouldn't give my 4-year-old, 5-year-old something that they're basically testing out on people. And the whole time I had COVID, like, my 4-year-old didn't get COVID.
Okay.
And it's like it depends on how strong your immune system is. So if you can take stuff that's natural to boost your immune system, then why would
Yeah.
you take that and you don't even know what's in it? Because we're not scientists, we're not doctors, we don't know what's in it. They're saying, here, take this, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's doing to your body eternally. You don't know what's going on.
I think that at one point, maybe our bodies, they could fight off stuff. That's exactly what they were designed to do. That's why your body has the systems that it has. But I think with all the pollution and all the, everything in the air and in the water, I think that's why our bodies no longer,
Function properly.
function exactly.
And it's part of
Yeah.
what you put in your body, like what
Absolutely.
you eat,
Absolutely.
what you drink, what if you smoke, if you take hard drugs. But it depends on what you put in your body, because it's a doctor that I was reading up on when this first happened, Dr. Sabi, and it says through his research he cured a lot of the stuff that they're saying is no cure to. So with that being said, if some people are getting really, really sick from COVID and some people are not getting really sick from COVID, like, what are they, because I haven't really did the research to see what are they eating, what are they drinking, what are they doing, like, did that play a part in it? But you never know. But as far as I know, because when it first came out, it was a lot of questions about where did it come from and how did it get here.
Yeah.
And one of my questions was, for one, COVID. It was a cartoon or a TV series, and it was over in China, and they were talking about COVID like years ago before it even came here.
I think it started with SARS. COVID is a part of SARS, and then it transformed into COVID. Just like now it's transformed or mutated into the
Something
Delta.
else.
Yeah. So I think the reason some people don't get sick as others, or the reason people is just getting sick at the beginning, I think the virus is losing its steam. At least that first strand that was out there, I think it's lost its steam, and that's why people aren't really getting, sick as they was. Yeah.
I think the virus is man-made.
You think the virus is man-made?
Yes, I do. I think the virus is man-made, and I feel like, I don't know if because a lot of people said, because I look at a lot of YouTube and conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
and a lot of people said they were spraying stuff over these communities where the people were getting really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how true that is or not, but it's really like weird to me that it's a cartoon or a TV series about COVID before it came out, and telling us exactly what's going to happen in this series, and it's Chinese. It's a Chinese series.
Wow.
So if
You gonna have to forward that to me.
yeah, somebody sent it to me on Facebook, but if you think about it, if this has been out all this time, because it's also documentation saying that COVID was in the United States, and if COVID is in the United States and they have the virus stored from what I was reading, if they have that virus, like you know how they put different viruses, they'll send the different viruses to I forget what the name of the place is, but they'll store them
To the CDC, and they research them. Yeah.
Yeah, but if they had COVID there, and they had it there all this time, why wasn't a cure or a vaccine?
Because
before then?
it hadn't mutated and it wasn't doing all this damage.
I think it has, because I feel like back in November of 2019, we got really sick, and I don't usually get sick. And a couple other people I know, they got sick around that time. But they were like, this is the sickest I've ever felt. It doesn't feel like a regular cold or whatever. It feels worse.
So you said November 2019. So actually, when we started, really getting the word on it was like
right.
the end of February, because I remember me and Charlisa was on a cruise, but we came back, I want to say, on the 29th of February, and I remember I went back to work like one day and they sent us all home. So if you guys were sick in November, you probably did have like COVID then.
I feel like it was already around.
Yeah. So when they told us about it in March, it was around, but they was like at that point, okay, we got to do something. It had started mutating and spreading so fast. They was like, yeah, we got to do something. But yeah, I'm sure you probably did have it, and that could be another reason, if you had it already, why you didn't get as sick, because your body built up immunities.
But I feel like a lot of people have had it already, and they just didn't know that's what it was. And I feel like it's been going on for a while, because like I said, that series said that it was already here.
Okay.
So I feel like it started being kind of like I don't want to say blown out of proportion, because it's very important, but at the same time I feel like people were like blowing it up bigger than what it was.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's how everybody started crowding the hospitals, and everybody started panicking because of all this stuff was going on. Because I know I had a client that passed away, I believe, like in December of 2019. And I believe he had it. He had breathing problems.
Okay.
And he was always going around with his oxygen tank. I feel like he had it as well, because, he was fine before then.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, COVID, and then he passes away. But I feel like a lot of people have had it, and they fought it off naturally without, going to the doctor, without, having to get the antibodies. Because even when I got the antibody infusion, like my symptoms were very, very like I didn't really have any
mild.
symptoms.
Yeah.
I had like loss of taste, loss of smell, but nothing else.
Okay, I know, because I visited you a couple times. I had to, get them kids in check. But yeah, that's good, and that's probably the reason why, because you had antibodies already, and then the doctor gave you more. So yeah, that's probably why. So I know Tashina had it. Hers seemed a little bit worse.
Yeah.
and her daughter had it. That's my daughter, her sister. She had it as well. How does the daughter?
Aura is 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aura is 2.
Well, she didn't really have any symptoms.
Aura, I don't think she had any symptoms because she was. I think that's how I got it. Because she was jumping in my bed. She was fine.
Okay.
Like she talks 100 miles per hour.
Okay.
And she was fine. So I don't know if, like, it just didn't hit her like that, but she was fine.
Okay. So it seems like it's a pattern with Kim. You can join in at any time, honey. Seems like it's a pattern with you and your sisters about these immunizations, because I think yes, I think she doesn't believe in immunizing. She never immunized her children, for any of the childhood immunizations. How do you feel like about other vaccinations? You being a healthcare professional. What about the flu shot?
I don't take that. I don't take the flu shot.
Okay.
I've never gotten the flu. Except for, I think I did get the flu when I was a little girl, and I think you took me to get the flu shot.
Yeah, you
and
had.
I got the flu, but I have not had the flu since.
Okay.
Not had the flu as an adult.
So you saying when I took you to get the shot as a kid, then you got the flu?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I remember because it was like I never get sick. I was sick as a dog.
Wow. Well, it definitely affect people differently. It affect people differently. So we'll talk about some of the common reasons why people are not choosing to get vaccinated. I looked up a couple things, and y'all can just help me out with them. The first one, it says access and cost. Now, we just talked about the access. We just talked about the cost. Everything used to be free. Now stuff isn't free like it used to be. So they said that's one of the reasons why people are not getting vaccinated right now. And also access. You don't have as many sites. Like they had all these big sites at one point. So the access isn't what it used to be. But I gotta say, go ahead.
So what kind of access, like they doing it at the CVS? They doing it all over the place. Like you can go anywhere and get corona shot.
Well, I went to get tested a couple weeks ago. Remember, I wasn't feeling good. I went to get tested, so I just went to like my local little places and where I had got tested at before. And before they were not charging for the COVID test. So I went this time. They talking like $100 for the rapid test.
What?
Yes, and then I went to another place and they said $100. So I finally went to this one urgent care and they charged like $60 or something like that for the rapid test. So yes, they're starting to charge people. There's costs related to it now. But the city of Detroit said that federal regulations said that they must charge you for COVID-19 treatment. But if you do not have insurance, your services, they'll be free.
Wow.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. And then, and then,
That's fucked up, man.
yeah, that is. Yeah, so the resources,
Really,
they flipped it and reversed it.
Man, I don't understand that. I ain't never heard no shit like that before.
Yes, yep.
That makes me mad as hell. Because if people want to get the shot, and people want to get tested, and they want to do all this stuff, and then they putting up all these roadblocks and stuff like that, that ain't nothing to me. That's like some booty ass shit, man.
Yeah, yep. If you call like your urgent care, they'll give you the pricings. Because like I said, I went to three different places.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Nancy.
Yep, I went to 3 different places, and I sure wasn't trying to give up that money.
I feel like it's pretty much. I feel like because I went to one place and it was like probably about 8 months ago, and they did charge $100 for the rapid test.
Okay.
But they didn't charge for the other test.
Yeah.
The test they sent out.
Okay.
So
when you just went, you went to Walgreens or somewhere, right? So
they didn't charge me.
They didn't charge you nothing?
No.
But it took you how many days to get your results?
It took me 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, and you could have been passed it to, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You could have passed to a lot of people at that point. So the way they had it set up before was, it seemed more, it seemed like that was the right way to do things because they had they was doing a rapid, so you knew right then you wouldn't go around people, or you wouldn't go to work and spread it around. You know what I'm saying? So
some doctors are not like really supporting the rapid test because they're saying that it doesn't give accurate results either.
okay.
So I know one doctor told me, she was like, yeah, don't do the rapid test, just do the regular test because the rapid tests aren't accurate.
Wow.
They aren't as accurate or as the other tests.
Okay. When you're dealing with testing, you'll have a effectiveness of maybe 97 on this, just like with the vaccines. The Pfizer was maybe 98 and Moderna was like 98, 96% or whatever it was. But yeah, when you're dealing with testing, some tests will give you more positive results or more truer results. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. But again, if you do need these type of services and you're in the Detroit area, Detroit does offer them for free if you do not have insurance. I'm gonna go to number 2, y'all. It said that some people are still not convinced. They don't see the threat in COVID, even after all these people have died. And they said they still are not convinced. They still don't see the threat. And it said the people that are in this category, they said it's younger people, and it's mostly the article said Trumpsters, okay? Because of the way, yes, it said Trumpsters. Because of the way that the situation was initially handled by Trump. He got sick, he's older, he didn't have any type of symptoms really. So some people just are not convinced. What y'all got to say about that?
No, he was sick. He was sick until he got the infusion.
Okay.
No,
what you say?
Trump was putting that shit in his ass. Putting a plunger and all that old bull crap. You know what I'm saying? And then he's gonna have everybody else doing that shit too. That's all that
Oh
was.
yeah. What did he say? What did he say? What was that he said to do? I can't remember what it was. Can't they just drink some bleach?
Yeah. I don't think he was serious.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that is what he said. And if you said it,
I don't think,
if you
I don't
said
think
it,
he was serious about that.
okay.
Because who was going to put some bleach anywhere?
I
that
think a
bleach
couple
ain't supposed
people
to go?
did it.
Well, they must have
Yeah,
been
I think
slow.
Just like the lady
Well,
put
what
the
they did.
Gorilla Glue in her hair. I think some people actually did that.
She had to be hot.
That's a whole nother subject.
I don't know why she would do that.
That's a whole nother subject. So, yep. So we'll go to number 3. People are afraid of the side effects. And Kim, I don't know if did you hear me talking about Nicki Minaj? She said that her friend took it. Yep, and he said they said he was impotent because of it, but they found out she was lying about that. So basically, the side effects, people aren't sure. Kind of similar to what you were saying. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know what it's doing internally to you.
Yeah.
So people aren't convinced and don't want to take that risk. We'll go to number 4. It says the lack of trust in the vaccine. Just like we've been saying, it's new, and you elaborate on that. The lack of trust.
I feel like it's a lack of trust in a lot of things. It's a lack of trust in the government. It's a lack of trust in.
That's my next question. That's my next one.
It's a lack of trust in, like I said, them putting that in your body. You don't know what's in it. They haven't had like thorough research on it, and we're just basically guinea pigs. Now, it might be that the vaccine is legit and it actually works, but at this time, I don't feel like it's a lot of information that tells us that, and it's not really, it doesn't really make you comfortable with taking something, and people are still getting COVID and people are still dying after they get the vaccine. So I don't feel like that's right. And the fact that you just said simply, people have to pay for the vaccine and people have to pay to get tested. If this is so big and we need this, then why do we have to pay for it? They gave money for people to sit on unemployment. They gave people money to steal millions of dollars in PPP funds. Why aren't they putting more funds with this?
Well, I think the reason, because see, I'm an insurance agent, but I think the reason that they're doing this is because these are things that insurance company could and should cover.
Mhm.
Insurance company covers all your they'll cover your flu shot. They'll
Mhm.
cover your child immunization.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
COVID is just another
Mhm.
illness or disease that we have to get immunized,
Mhm.
by with now. So I think now after that first period of time, a year and a half, or whatever it was, the insurance companies they should have took on some of that responsibility. So the government was flipping the bill for a lot of stuff, but
Mhm.
I think the insurance companies, but they're still giving benefits for people, or you can still get treated if you do not have insurance. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think the insurance companies should have had a responsibility because um, they're getting the money. They're getting the money. What were they doing with that money if the government was giving it to us for free?
Right. The government was giving us the stuff for free, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, just like you said, the government feels like they should cover it. The government feels like they should cover it because of the simple fact these insurance companies and these different businesses that deal with insurance, they're applying for the grants and the loans just like all the
Absolutely.
other people. So the
Absolutely.
government is saying, okay, you apply for the grants and everything to keep your business open. Now we want you to charge and pay. We want to charge for the shots and for the vaccines, so you can pay for it, and then we get our
We can
money back.
recoup some of their money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Yep. So number 5 says black and brown people especially have a lack of trust in the government when it comes to the government making healthcare decisions for them.
Mhm.
And then they made reference to the Tuskegee experiment. You know what
Mhm.
that is, girl?
What is that?
Oh, she don't know what the Tuskegee experiment is. Ah,
This
youngster.
will give her some more. This will give
Youngster.
her some more fuel. This will give her some more.
The Tuskegee
Fuel.
experiment was an experiment that the government did on people in the South, like in the 30s.
Mhm.
The
So,
black, the black people.
black people, black men. So, it was related to syphilis. Okay, so
Mhm.
they did studies on syphilis. So these guys, they did the study. They was watching them, watching their progress, watch, symptom signs and all that good stuff. So then, like in the 40s, when they came out with penicillin. They
Mhm.
could have treated the syphilis with the penicillin, but they still didn't treat the people. They
Mhm.
kept on with the experiment, kept on with the experiment. So a lot of people died from syphilis. They had families, they had kids, their families
Mhm.
had the syphilis, their wife had the syphilis. So it was just a
Oh my
horrible
God.
experiment. It was just a horrible experiment. When they basically had the opportunity to stop it and save these people, they
Mhm.
didn't. The government didn't. So I know that a lot of the families they got free medical and they got they had lawsuits and all that good stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's what a lot of black people are relating
Right.
the COVID to.
Mhm.
Yeah, in the vaccine, they don't trust in it. They do not trust in that
Right. Because
vaccine.
how do we know if this is not another experiment?
Hey, like I said, we was talking myths and theories today,
Mhm.
y'all. On In the Know.
Mhm.
I want to reference another situation. Have you ever heard of Henrietta Lacks?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to school. You're gonna have to come over. I'm gonna have to kick some knowledge with you. Henrietta Lacks was a black woman. Oprah made a movie about her.
Mhm.
She had cervical cancer. Henrietta, her cells, she had like
Mhm.
power cells. Okay,
Mhm.
so after she died, they had took her cells. Normally, a cell will die after a certain
Right.
period of time.
Uh-huh.
Her
Uh-huh.
cells kept regenerating, kept regenerating, kept
Oh.
regenerating. So they started doing studies on cancer, and some of
Mhm.
her studies were, they helped out cancer, even though
Yeah.
there's not a cure for it. But it did give, treatments. It brought,
Mhm.
light to a lot of treatments. She saved a lot of people. So her family, after all that time, I mean, this is a huge breakthrough, right?
Yeah.
Her family got nothing. They didn't even know they were using her mother's cells, her
Oh my
mother's
God.
genes, DNA. They didn't know they was using her mother's stuff. So
Mhm.
some kind of way they found out. You'll have to watch the movie though. It's a good movie, but it's
Mhm.
about Oprah. If you look it up, it should just pop up. But yeah, look up Henrietta Lacks. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she made a lot of breakthrough when it comes to cancer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But like I said, Dr. Sabi said he cured cancer for some people.
Dr. Sabi.
Yeah, Dr.
I'm gonna have to look
Sabi
him up.
cure cancer, diabetes,
Oh, true, I
HIV,
got diabetes.
all that.
Wow.
I got I'm
Girl, you're gonna be all
serious.
right. It's a family trait. You're
Girl,
gonna be
oh
all
my
right.
God, I've been off work and everything,
I know you got to get better so you can come back. You got to get better so you can come back. We miss you here at the studio,
Oh my
girl.
God.
Damn,
And
man.
Ain't that messed up? Auntie Kim, that's so messed up.
I can't believe I got the diabetes, girl. I be talking about everybody else got diabetes, diabetic, and all that. This is crazy.
You gonna be all right, girl. So number six, it's just talking about conspiracy theories. There are so many conspiracy
Mhm.
theories surrounding COVID.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
there's
Yes.
just too many. So basically, that just breaks it down. The six main myths that people are, reasons why people are not getting the COVID is because of
Uh-huh.
these reasons. These are the top reasons. I guess they did some sort of study, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's just too
Uh,
many myths around the COVID-19 vaccine.
uh,
I can say when I got my first one, I was good. But when I got my second one, I was feeling kind of bad. But I take the flu shot just about every year,
Mhm.
and it wasn't any worse than like taking the flu shot, I would say.
Mhm.
So I know everybody have their preference. Me personally, I believe in the science. I believe in the science for a couple reasons. I believe in the science. If it was some conspiracy, I
Mhm.
think they would say, well, we're going to give the this group this vaccine,
yeah,
but we're
Mhm.
going to give
yeah,
this
yeah,
other group this
yeah.
vaccine. But
Right.
I think we're all taking the same vaccine. And then I do notice that they did give certain groups the vaccine before they gave other groups.
Mhm.
They did do that. I noticed that. I watched a TV. I was watching the news one day and I seen like a site testing center or a vaccination center,
Mhm.
and it was only certain people in this vaccination center. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Like, like, like workers, like
no patients getting the vaccine. Remember, we couldn't get the vaccine. We had to kind of finagle some stuff. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But on
Mhm.
the news, they were showing certain groups were
Getting the
getting it
vaccine.
at yes in large numbers, and
Wow.
we had to kind of wait our turn. So I understand the concern in the community, and I just want to let you guys know you're watching In the Know Live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Please like, follow, subscribe. You are watching WJZZ Cool TV, coolest station in the world. We are about to wrap it up. We got a couple minutes. Um, give us a couple. Give us some. First of all, tell us where we can reach you at, sweetheart.
Well, I'm located at 12 West Huron,
Uh huh.
and that's in Pontiac, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you would like to call to inquire about services, you can call 313
Mm-hmm.
757 1843,
Mm-hmm.
and that's our office number.
Okay.
And other than that, you can reach us at legendary care, the number 4, the letter U, at gmail.com.
Okay. Now, do you work in this area, or what? Do you work all over, or how far will you
We go
travel
all
from your
over.
office? Okay.
Yep, we go all over.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
Okay. Any last words from you, Miss Kim, girl?
Girl, I'm just signing out. I just want to say, peace and blessings, and let's get rid of this damn diabetes. Damn it! Damn it!
And
Damn it!
I do want to give a shout out to my nephew Chris. He was injured in a
Oh my God!
motorcycle accident the other day, and we are all praying for Chris. I know he's a fan of the show, and actually we're gonna go and see him today after this. But yeah, get well soon, Chris. Get well soon. Um,
Okay.
yeah, this was a great topic, and I do just want to let everybody know if you live outside of Michigan. Um, if you live outside of Michigan and you're looking for resources for COVID 19, you can check out the CDC website at 1-800 CDC info. Again, the CDC phone number is 1-800 CDC info. Okay, and you can get your COVID 19 resources from that number if you are not in the wonderful state of Michigan. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching In the Know live on WJZZ Cool TV. You can watch us every Friday at 6 p.m. here on this station. Please like, follow, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please inbox me. If we're